Welcome back. The president of the Nigerian Welders Association, Mr. Pius Itama, has called on the federal government to curb the influx of foreigners into the labor market. Itama, who made the call at a two-day National Executive Council meeting of the association, said that the high rate of unemployment in the welding industry was caused by the flooding of the labor market with foreign nationals. He noted that instead of employing Nigerian-trained professional welders in order to reduce unemployment in the country, the multinational companies still bring in some half-baked foreigners to come and do the job. This trend has also been observed to be prevalent in other industries and questions the competence of Nigerian professionals. Now, why is there a large influx of foreign nationals in our labor market? It's your view. Do let it count. You can call us on 070-8066-8014 or tweet to us at YourViewTVC. One of the ladies will be reading your tweets. Now, let's get this conversation started. This man saying that, not this man, Pius Itama, saying that government should cut down influx of foreign workers in Nigeria. I think to some people that probably wouldn't be a valid argument, because you do want to travel to Paris or US or wherever you want to go, and you do want to get jobs there as well. What's your take?
First thing they should do, they should set a standard of the kind of jobs they do. If you're a professional in any field, they should have a standard body, and they should have a standard of a kind of work they do. I won't want to use the welders as my example now, but I'll use the bricklayers. There's a construction going on around my house. One by Nigerian workers doing the walls and the building, and one by Cotonou workers. If you see the difference, by those, we call them ego, the work they do, they are hardworking and they are never tired. And the standard, the kind of output of their jobs, you will know that these people are either over-experienced or, well-trained. But the Nigerians, they take their breaks, and at the end of the day, the kind of work they do, they're always complaining. So they should have a standard before they talk. Although we need these jobs, we need the jobs. We should also, build ourselves. We should improve ourselves. Okay,
Nima, I do agree with you, because I'm going to give a couple of other examples. Now, I remember back then, my aunt was building a house, and that was in Enugu. And there was this gate. She had to get two gates, because the first one that a Nigerian man made, it was horrible. It was like, go, 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 go. And I'll just push, if I could just push the gate down. And then she disqualified the man or didn't pay him, and then got another foreigner to make her gate, and the gate was absolutely beautiful. So this brings a question that is the Nigerian professional competent enough to, well, starting with, why would we patronize these men? If we're patronizing them, that means it's probably because their works are better. Because I believe there are other Nigerians who are professionals who do the same job as well. Why would we prefer to go? Because if we go to them, then their business is booming. Why would we go to them?
I want to look at it from a very, very different angle. When what we have now is that what has caused this thing that you see that people would prefer foreigners as opposed to Nigerians, because Nigerians have truly dropped that professionalism down. Because what is being projected around is that white-collar jobs are more befitting, and government work is better, blue-chip companies are better. So nobody would want to go and say that I want to be a bricklayer or train to be anything. Because we are the ones that have projected that those ones are more lucrative. And you see where the government comes in. For instance, now, if there's an enabling environment where everybody, no matter what kind of job you're doing, you can still afford to take your children to school, you can have free healthcare and all that, of course, there will be dignity in labor. You will now take on the job, and you will take it without being pressured to say that, oh no, this one I'm just doing it for the time being. A lot of artisans that we have, they look at it like, oh, this is a passing thing. Very soon I'll get my big job, I'll get my big dream, I'll get my this, I'll get my that. They don't believe that that is supposed to be a profession where they can actually earn money. So that is where the problem has started from, where people now don't see that if I'm a shoe shiner, I can do it and be proud about it and gain money with it. So there should be an environment where everybody can survive. you know, like a plain environment where everybody can survive.
Okay, YK, we'll get to you right now. Let's take a call. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Richard Akwebo from Influx.
Welcome to the show, Richards. Let's hear your view.
Yes, I want to contribute on the point made by that fair lady, Sally. I don't know that fair lady. You see, she said that the comment made by one of the on net, calling the president a fool, like a constructive argument. What will you call the president of your country? The president of your country. Nowhere. I want her to correct me.
I did not say that calling a president a fool is a constructive argument.
Okay, hold on.
No, I need to correct him.
Okay.
Because they always misquote me.
All right.
I want her to correct me. Pierre Obama was insulted and being called a fool. This is the president. Please let us be realistic. This is the president of a country. This is your president. The way you portray the image of your president, other people will follow suit. This is your president, please. Please, I want you to be, once you are bringing out your information, you have to be constructive.
Richard,
all right, thank you.
That's not what she said.
Thank you very much,
Why
Richard.
do they
That's
cut
not
me
what
out
she
of
said.
context?
Wow.
No, Sanzi, I need to correct this because
Okay,
it's a
all right,
very
go
bad
ahead and
trend.
correct it. Go
You
ahead and
don't
correct
I
it.
didn't say that calling him. I said calling him a fool. I don't know about that. But I am talking about when people bring up constructive criticism, people take it up as insult. You shouldn't misquote me. He's the one misquoting me. Don't say that.
Okay, I hope we've settled it.
Don't
now
try to make it look like I'm always negative. I'm saying something and you're not listening.
Okay, well, I believe you cleared everyone. Now let's move back to our topic, which we are talking about how competent is Nigerian professionals. How much have we upgraded as per technical development to face? Because these other people who are coming into this country, they are coming from another country which are probably underdeveloped, but as per technology developments, they're probably ahead of us. So even if it's a half-baked that is coming from the US, when they're coming here, meeting up with Nigerians, they're probably either on the same level
Sanzi,
or superior.
You see the US own that you brought in, I do not support. From experience, I know that all baked grad, even people that didn't go to school abroad, as long as they're white-skinned, can come into this country and come and front for small companies, take up all our contracts and do rubbish.
Nima,
the example I gave now, I said Cotonou. I know exactly what I'm saying. When you talk about artisans and the kind of output they bring in their jobs, they do. There's a difference. But when you talk about the Welders Association, for complaining about their oil, the refineries and all that, they know what they're saying.
Well, the man who was giving this example did not even call Cotonou. He was calling India and China and Lebanon.
Because they have cheap labor. Listen.
Okay, hold on. We'll have
they
a
don't
call
have
on
cheap
line.
labor,
Good
they're well
morning.
paid.
We'll get back to you, Nima. Good morning, Pastor Henry.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling from Bariga.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, wow. Okay, quickly, let's hear your view.
And also congratulations to the said deliverer of our sister.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, please, I want to say something. You see, most time when you see these pastors with big cars, you don't just draw conclusion because you don't really know where those things are coming from. Sometimes things come out of gifts. People give them as gifts. I'm a pastor too. I know some of the gifts I receive from people. Maybe you pray for somebody and the person is blessed and the person says, Pastor, I'm blessing you with this.
So Pastor Henry, do you support pastors paying taxes?
Yeah, that's where I'm going
Churches,
to now.
sorry. Okay.
That's where I'm going to now. Now, there are so many developments that those churches are doing, and even the members of those churches, they pay tax. But the church itself should not be prone to pay tax because they developed their area. There are so many things even the local government does not do in areas that
the churches
themselves.
Do you pay tax?
Hello, ma.
Do you pay tax?
I pay.
Case
We're talking about the church now. Is it
case closed?
Is it the?
He pays
let's
personal
get it
tax.
straight. I think it's two things we are looking at now. Is it the individuals or the church itself? Are you talking about to pay
Pastor
tax?
Henry.
Okay,
Pastor Henry, let me just say something. What I'm saying is that a lot of these pastors own these churches. Whether you like it or not, they own these churches. The money goes straight into their own account, their personal, their family account. If they die, the church dies with them. I know many churches like that. That when they die, the church too died.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like when you go to Methodist church, you see that church, it goes, I mean, it's been, since I was a kid, I've known that church. It's a generational church, thank you. But where it is, that pastor that owns the church is the one that is collecting the money. And then he will be living a rich lifestyle. He will be wearing a wristwatch that can feed a family for 5 years. I mean, it's not right. What is not right is not right. Let's say the truth. I'm not, that's why I said, let's not say, I'm not addressing Uwa's church or Sanzi's church.
Okay, I think we'll still have him on the line.
Are you still on the line?
Sorry, let's leave. I want to bring us back to this thing. Now, another issue, major issue. You see, that disparity between universities and polytechnics has also caused this thing that we are seeing, that we are not having competent hands to do the job. Because where you're supposed to have people in the polytechnics, they are supposed to be the ones that come out and they are ready to work.
Thank you
on
very
the
much,
field.
Uwa, for bringing that.
And so they have been on strike, and the government is not seeing it like it's anything. When it was universities on strike, we were busy.
It's almost a year now.
You understand? So that is, I mean, those are valid things that is making that our what's it called? The artisans in our country, you know, they begin to relegate it and say, I beg, it's university degree that is more productive to me as a person. So they run to the university degrees and they leave the polytechnics, you know.
Well, let me bring it up to the welders. Most of these welders are graduates from PTI. And PTI is not on strike. They churn out graduates every year. Professionals who are skilled in these refinery issues, welding and all that. But at the end of the day, when these graduates come out, the oil companies do not employ them. They go out to bring foreigners who don't know their jobs. These people will work under them. They will take all the money. They are paid in dollars.
Now, Waike, let me throw a question at you. Now, most people who would build oil rigs and choose to use foreigners, it is believed that foreigners are more honest when you're working with them. Do you agree with that?
You see, it is just what has happened in Nigeria. The bad trend from our leaders down to it is now affecting even the menial workers. Because Uwa was saying something about people don't take it as their profession, but I don't agree, because a shoemaker will know that he's a shoemaker and that is his work. He will hope to have a lot of
other branches,
shops. Yes. You know, so a lot of people do believe that that is their work and they take it on. But we have now learned too much to cut corners. That's why people are not trusting that you would like to cut corners. Like she's saying, the Kutonu artisans will do their work, but the Nigerian, it's because they will mix the cement with extra sand. The Kutonu man will not mix it with extra sand.
Which brings up the issue of straightforwardness.
Let me say something to YK. Do you know that the reason why you're saying this is because you're from another generation? We are younger people. The people that I see that are artisans, they are doing it as a passing thing. You see somebody who go and pick up a job as a whatever. It's a temporary thing. The man is looking out for, okay, let me do this for now until I'm able to get maybe like a degree to now take me to a different level.
Okay,
nobody takes it again with pride.
Hold your thought for a second. We have Shadrach on the line. Good morning, Shadrach.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
How are you guys doing?
Welcome to the show, Shadrach.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller, and I want to congratulate you people for the good work you people are doing over there.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I want to make a comment on the issue which you raised in the beginning, that somebody in the Twitter called Mr. President a fool. So you see, in this country, if the government is doing what it's doing now, even in time before now, so things through I don't get to this extent. I want to ask you people the question. A man who knows what to do and is not doing the what should you call that man? He's a fool. So
excuse me, you will have to take back that statement. I will not allow you calling on this show and you're calling my president, our president, a fool. You can't, Shadrach. You cannot do that. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. That's a very wrong statement.
On the hot topic I will have, these welders, they have an association. How far have they gone to check the works of their members? Now, if I have a bad job by a welder, if I report to them, do they do anything?
Let me give you a clear example. You see,
but
let me tell you something.
I
think this is a personal thing. It is not whether the person is skilled or not. Do you know that for you to exhibit excellence, you have to choose as a person to say, I want to be an excellent person. We see it the way YK dresses. She makes that extra effort to ensure that at every point in time, she's not caught looking shabby and all that. I don't have that kind of calling. I always tell her that every day I'm learning. But you see something, 2 separate buildings. This thing you just said, there's a construction going on opposite my house. Exactly the same thing. The block, my husband said something, that how can you, as a block maker, you know that this block is so soft, and you are proud enough to stamp your phone number on it. You understand? It doesn't make sense, because if I hit that block with my tender hand, it will put a hole through that thing. So it is a personal effort for me to say that I want my job to be excellent. So it is not whether the person was trained or not. Maybe these people from Cotonou, they take that thing personally to say that they want to ensure that every job they do, for them to get more jobs, they need to be professional and they need to be perfect.
What I'm talking about is that the body should act as a check on their
body
members.
Cannot act as a check.
The body can act as a check. If
the body can actually act as a check.
Customers are complaining, they can. Okay, as a lawyer now, if I do a bad job, you can report to the NBA and they will review my license.
Some customers will not complain.
They will take back.
Okay, do you agree
They will revoke your license?
No, they will revoke my license.
If you have found one thing.
Yes.
Okay. But that's what she's saying, that there should be checks and balances.
There should be.
We should listen. I don't agree with bringing in Chinese because in my own area there are Chinese working there and we are still waiting for the road to be open. You see, me, I have problem with that because now instead of waking up at 4:30, I have to wake up at 4 to get here in time. So I have a problem because the Chinese are strolling about.
Okay, we do have a call on the
and they're not enough.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, let me just congratulate you for this topic.
Thank you.
Now, I think what you will note, I think who have said something concerning the way they have battered the psyche of our technicians. Mm-hmm. The school, they were not provided with the right support. And from that, they have come out with that type of mentality that they are not what they are supposed to be. And so you will find average technician in Nigeria taking this job as a transient one, like we have sadly said.
Thank you.
They never consider it as the ultimate in their profession. They have been, psychologically depressed in any way. Apart from the general attitude of Nigeria to want to be, that is make money, make rich quick. That's the tendency is there. You now find a person is working with a bricklayer and you just claim that he has not done something. Is it because I'm a bricklayer that you are talking like this to me? That is the general side here. But now going back to the solution. Now, I think in a bigger perspective, you see some of these contracts, this investment drive that Nigeria is embarking upon. All Nigeria cares for is just for people to bring their investment. What follows after the investment? What are the conditions for bringing people to partner with Nigeria? Do they implement those conditions? You see the Chinese exploring our people in their job. You see even in most of the big companies do not observe the condition under which they are, and our government is not saying anything. And I think we should take that very, very, very seriously. As long as we just go out, get investment, and we do not take extra effort to make sure that those who bring in are sincere in the way they use our people, there is a counterpart, contribution to whatever we are doing. Our people must be made part of the good thing about investment is transfer of knowledge, of the technology. And so the government should be made to do this very seriously. And finally, I do not want this, if I could use this occasion to say it, please, if there is any gain to make from this conference, they should please do everything to scrap the office of the First Lady. I'm very serious.
There is no office.
No.
First Lady
that's what I'm saying. The Constitution does not allow it. I know the First Lady can still do their work very well. They are Mrs. the President. Let them do that, Mrs. the President, very well, and we recognize it. But the extent to which you are taking that office with the voting of so much is getting into the system, and nobody's talking about it in the conference. We should do that sincerely instead of just dodging it.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
No,
I was struggling with hearing some stuff he said.
When we even have these professionals as Nigerians, the same people, because I don't, there's this mentality that I am a wealthy person and I don't want somebody to get to where I am in Nigeria. It's always like that. So even when we have these artisans that they can do the job, they will now go and hire. I know of a clear case. They went to South Africa to get the same person. Then they will now pay that person 3 times the money, expatriate fee. If it were in Nigeria, they will pay you a very tiny
That's a good point. Expatriate fee.
Hold
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. I know. I understand the passion. We'll be right back. Let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back.